Hi all, so welcome to Learning with Me. Today I think we're going to talk about studying abroad and language development, because I think a lot of people may have questions about whether coming to study abroad help them improve their English, or is it a guarantee that people who come to study abroad will go back to their home country, or moving on to their career with better English ability. So the answer to that question, or the answer to those questions, would be that it depends. Because a lot of people come to the US or come to study abroad in other country, and then they simply hang out with people who come from the same country. So for example, if I were to come to the US and then I only mingle or meet up with Thai people, then my English ability may not improve a lot in terms of everyday interactions. But I definitely think that my English in the classroom would improve a little bit more, because in the classroom settings, I had no choice but to listen and interact with other people in English, right? Because I may have one or two Thai people or students in the same class, for example, but most of the time teachers would want to separate people who come from the same countries to different groups, so that they can improve their English a lot more. But there are also people who actually learn so much from hanging out with both people from their home country and also people from other countries. And I think that is actually a better approach to do it, because you actually have the connection with the people who came from your home country. Will be able to connect with news and other materials from home. And actually maybe the good part about that is sometimes you get to be invited to have dinner at their places, or having some sort of party, and you get to eat cuisine, home cuisine that you may miss, and most of the time international students learn how to cook on their own. Sometimes a lot of my friends did this, right? So they did not actually learn how to cook before coming, and they did not really think of we're not interested in cooking, and then when they came to study abroad, they have to eat out every day, and it gets so expensive to do that. So to save money, basically eating out is not a good option. So then we have to resorted to cooking our own food, and that's a lot cheaper. But then again, if people do not know how to cook, how would they learn? So probably YouTube, or a better approach is actually to ask their parents, especially their moms or their dads, if they cook, and give them some tips and tricks and recipes, those kind of things. I did that. I was so craving of one of the dishes that my mom made all the time, and I ended up asking her how to cook them. Of course, there in the past it was kind of difficult to find ingredients, but at this moment in time, I think we have a lot more of ethnic ingredients in the market. So I think it should be easier now. Yes, there are some that won't be able to get it, but you can find some substitutes, right? So anyway, coming back to the language development. So the other approach is people who usually people who do this, they come to the US, and there's I'm not going to meet up with people who come from the same country or from the home country. I'm just going to hang out with American people, or people in the native land, whatever country that may be. And I think that's also another approach that people actually have done. And a lot of people have been successful in that, right? But at the same time, and towards the end, people who actually hung out with, people from other countries, who end up, going back to meet with people from the home country, because it just, you cannot really avoid being with people who come from the same country, because we speak the same language. I can tell you that when I first came to the US, I was so exhausted by the end of the first few months, because think about coming from Thailand. I came to the US, came to study. Studying alone was very already like a challenge, and then we had to interact with everybody in English all the time. For those of you who are studying like second language acquisition or second language theories, they will know that our brain actually translates the language like pretty quickly, like in milliseconds. We actually did not know that, we actually translated in our head, but we did. And so by the end of the day, I wanted to just like speak Thai because I felt so exhausted. Right now I'm okay now because I think I've been living here for so long, and my brain started getting used to doing that negotiation of translation between two languages quite simultaneously now. So I don't feel tired towards the end of the day, unless it's in academic conferences or when I teach throughout the whole day. I get exhausted, but I think that's normal because I just get very exhausted from putting out energy and teaching and talking to people, students, and those kind of things. So that could happen. And another, I think as I said, it depends on what is your goal. For people who come here and then hang out with people who come from the home country alone, maybe you can reach out to maybe your roommate, for example, or your classmate who come from other countries, to practice more English, for example. If you wanted to do that, that's fine. If not, that also it's okay, because we should not impose on our ways of thinking into other people, right? Because some people may just come here just to get a degree and they plan to go back home to do the work. They don't plan on speaking English or using English in their home country because they just want a degree to improve their economic status or socio-economic status or career or other purposes depending on their goals. So it depends on the people, right? So we should not just impose on or try to push them to do something that they don't want to do. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. If you want to practice English, if your goal is to be fluent in English, especially in speaking and everyday interactions, social interactions in different contexts, then basically you gotta use more. And by using, you can use it with people from different countries. We have a lot of international students on campus. You find someone that you can actually talk to, and a lot of people. I enjoy interacting with international students because sometimes they have questions that I haven't really thought of, or sometimes they ask me questions like, I had gone through the same experience, and I share with them the experiences that I have gone through and strategies that I have used. So, and then they may find them helpful, they may not. Everybody has different experiences, different situations, different contexts. So you can really there's no one size fits all anyway. So okay, today I think that's all. If you have any questions, please write comments down below. I will come back and respond to them. And if you like the video, if you like the content on my channel, please subscribe. That'd be great. Thank you so much for those of you who have done so. And next time I think we are going to talk more about studying abroad and living abroad, and how and maybe some questions that may arise or problem that we may run into, and how we're going to interact with that. Okay, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.